Hello, everybody. This is Cersei Lee Z. You may call me Lee. And it's Ace Attorney investigating time, and my eyes are blurry because I went to sleep with a sleep mask that was a little bit too tight on my head. And now my corneas are warped, and it's only temporary, but this is not the first time it's happened to me. So I can't see very well. So if someone, I don't know how big the chat's gonna be, but I hope that I can read it. I did just peep Ace Attorney text just to make sure that I can read that. And that's fine, the text is big enough. But, Jesus Christ. Oh god. It was way worse when I, had just woken up, but, I've given it, 2-ish hours to chill out, and it still hasn't fully chilled out, but it is mostly chilled out. The identity of the body. Oh yeah, no one's is anyone dead in the future here, or not the future, but the present here? And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of IS-7 as far as I'm concerned. I'm finally learning the truth about my father's lost case. You know, the case that I went to court with him for, and then was traumatized for the next 15 years for. So, oh god. So what happened at the trial? Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us. Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent? Oh, we could prove it all right. He had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Our problem was we underestimated Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we'd feared. I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. Whole thing took about a year in the end. Jesus. Thank God all cases have to be wrapped up in 3 days nowadays, right? Because that's certainly a good way to handle the law. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th that following year. It's April now, so, oh mama, we're talking over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh? December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Oh wait, that's Fender, whoops. It turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. It was so bad, even said he wanted to be found guilty. Wait, you mean they forced a confession out of him? Ugh. Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. Ugh, god. Cringe. Fuck this guy. And when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being no body to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. What does that mean? Even had himself a fake autopsy report, but that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself to be an accessory to murder in court. How? Combined with his confession, the poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. But Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though. The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with. Exactamundo. He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Samson. So he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations. I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth. This is not the right voice. Hold on. Sorry, I'm out of sorts today. I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh? We all did, but he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off it. He was tied up in some other big case, too. Good old bad. They don't make them like that anymore. You know, actual literal criminals. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. I'm sorry. The most NPC name. Ian Seidman. That's how you know he's not really that important. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before bad, he took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor. For the one and only time in his 40-year career. A single penalty, and that's why my father died. God, fuck that guy. Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. So when that guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of that day, but the whole sad affair. I don't remember a lot myself, due to the trauma blocking, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. And then my dad was shot. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Samson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. You know more than anyone. Poor guy. He never got the chance. Rip. I should have left with him that day. I'll always blame myself for not doing that. But I shoved that aside and obsessed over something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I mean, what the fuck was I supposed to do? I was 9. I didn't know any better. I hope you can forgive me. No, you had every right to hate me. Honestly, I also hated me. Mostly because I thought I killed him. But, now mostly because I stuck with Von Karma. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to these records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder. Nope, that's not right. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder. Wait, what? Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. What? Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. Mind if I take a peek at those? It seems like he's making shit up again. This file's been doctored. This part about the verdict, it's been changed. What? Here, feast your peepers on this. I just happen to have the case files on me. Organizer of confectionery contest. Victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered that he had a taste disorder, which was subsequently cured via medication. Okay. Convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. Convicted as an accomplice? That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse. Wow. The self-gaslight from Von Karma. He's just like, oh, you know, I'm perfect if I just make shit up. Then why is my copy so different? 'Cause he was lying. Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderer out there still at large. He didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up. Shit. So everything I believed about the case was a lie? Like they say, we all gotta start somewhere. Even if it is, you know, at the bottom of hell with the devil himself. What's important is that you know what's what now. The statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know? I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. Why? The great Von Karma wasn't going to bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Oh, I guess. That's stupid, though. Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found, and Samson was found guilty instead. That's terrible! Is there really nothing we can do to help him? Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Von Karma had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. Oh, you fuck. How could he? Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course. I don't know, she's kind of sussy. But he wasn't gonna take any chances, so he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now riddle me this, Milesy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in a... Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in the prison the day Bronco Knight died? What? Why? Oh, that's right! You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa. Bingo. Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise. But Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always showed up. But none of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day. How heartbreaking! We've got to do something, Mr. Fender. Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. Holy shit. Hold on. Let me hydrate real quick. Oh, I love his fucking theme. Okay. The ice sculptures are back on display just like they were all those years ago. And we're gonna see what we can find out, right, Malzarino? I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father. Miles. But that doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth. I want to know the truth behind both of these cases. And I'm not leaving until I do. You really are old Gregory's son through and through. Alrighty then, now that that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? All of it? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? I mean, I love paperwork. Like, unironically. Now, the parts in red ink are my annotations. Huh, okay. Thank you, Fender. Hold on, let's take a look at this. Wait. Is it... Wait. Am I stupid? Wait. Oh, is it this? Hold on, I'm dumb. Defense Attorney Gregory Edgeworth, rock salt lamp. Not Christmas. It wasn't Christmas. It's in Tangaroa's mansion, Tangaroa's room. Statute of limitations expired 3 years ago on December 24th. Oof. Convicted as an accomplice. No detailed autopsy report due to the body going missing. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy! There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scope them out if I were you. Small mountain of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from Fender. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit, by which I mean right now. Oh, it's literally just 4 items, okay. It's the cookbook, it's the frame finger marks, it's the salt lamp, and the family photo. Those kids are gonna be fucking relevant, I swear to God, bro. You know, our current case is just full of loose threads too, come to think of it. Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago who just happened to get caught up in another incident. Well, this incident isn't, you know, murder. Not yet, at least, right? The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. Right, the poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. Crying tears of blood! Hyper-realistic blood! The two chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue's display case, ubiquium and asphyxion, that form a poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Gusto, who is no stranger to the events of 18 years ago. And also Larry Butts, who is unfortunately one of my best friends. And who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. Oh! Right! I forgot about this body. And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. Is that the body that went missing? The hair does match. Hold on. Where is it? Oops. Wrong one. I mean, the hair and the hair tie. And the fact that the ice sculptures have melted, just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past. Which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. That sounds good to me. Let's get investigating.
Objection!
Oh my god!
Oh no, you don't. Aren't you forgetting somebody? You may consent, and she may consent, but have you forgotten about me? My consent is the only consent that matters. I could have sworn this is my investigation.
Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. I would hate to have to add a guilty to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Fucking bitch. Power play bullshit. Of course not. I am simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation. Your offer is duly noted and duly declined.
Ugh, she isn't pulling any punches.
The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. How is his body, like, was he not dead? Was he not dead, or was his body, like, frozen? Perhaps I can help you speed that process along. I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be.
What? Really? Then you have to tell me, it's the law.
And also I really want to know. Very well. I kind of just want to adopt him. Like, can Edgeworth adopt this kid? He's already adopted Kay. Can he adopt Sebastian also? He's just kind of like, listen, his heart's... I can't even say that his heart's not in the right... I can't even say his heart's in the right place. He's just kind of stupid. In general. Maybe it isn't the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past. Archie Frost, aka Paul Halik.
Take that!
I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost.
What? You're saying that the poor that was poor Chili Winks? Wait, who the heck is Chili Winks or Artie or whoever it is you're talking about?
Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace. Although he was better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on display here are all his works.
No way. Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner.
Bro, he's dead.
What do you mean?
Mr. Frost was also the victim in the IS-7 incident. Judge Cavell knows about the IS-7 incident? Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case. I know your father was involved, but get over it? And according to police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out. Sure, that's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? That while the records say stuff like body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. Are you insinuating that the system of justice is flawed, Mr. Fender? I'll murder you right now, with my hammer.
Yeah, this is Winner. Winner speaking. What? Really?
What is it, Eustace?
The body, we've got an ID.
Is it Paul Halik?
Some sculptor named Frost or something. So I guess Edgeworth called it?
Goddess of justice! So my father's deductions were right all along. Hell yeah, he was. Of course he was. Like, have you seen how cool he is, Edgeworth? Of course you have. He's your dad. Well, Judge Cavell, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to this case. More than a certain junior prosecutor, anyway. Okay, rude.
No fair, you're trying to steal the win.
Oh, you can have the win all you like, Eustace. I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. We do not need to do anything, and you do not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Objection!
Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender. Yep. See, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or, to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? And who better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive? Judge Cavell seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail. Is she covering it up because she's a corrupt fucking bitch? In which case, I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf. Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, he's just my assistant again. Don't worry about it. He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And if that's not enough for you, he was at the trial, too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you? Yeah, the one benefit of having Von Karma as my mentor, I guess. Very well. You may both assist me in the investigation. But only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The Winter Wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours. Alrighty, great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in to show we're all on the side of justice? Absolutely not. Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor. I don't want to hug you anyway. This is a turnip for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all. Thanks to your immeasurable help as always. No sweat, besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find something interesting. I will. I'm investigating my own thing, which is, I don't know, the teak card over there or something, I don't know. Well, okay, shall we? Heck yeah! Heck yeah! Let the investigation commence! We're still unclear on two key facts. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium. Yeah, and why his body was still, like, you know, not rotten. You're right, we need some more intel. Indeed. Let's focus on the ubiquium first and foremost. It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right? Correct. It's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. That's new. It's minty. Okay, sounds like we know what we're looking for. We're looking for minty smell. Oh god, Larry's still there. Miss Bound's tea set is laid out neatly on the serving cart. The pamphlet says the gallery's famous for its tea. Understandably so, the cup we were given was delicious. Looks like all of this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost. Interesting. In that case, I think we'd better take a closer look. So this dishware was made by Auntie Frost. Looks very fancy. And also a little hard to drink out of, honestly. Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something in the thousands of dollars. So let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to. Whoa! This stuff's really worth that much? Sheesh. You know, the thieving fingers are getting itchy again. Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Miss Bound must really be a fan of Mr. Frost, like Fender said, to still have this. Hey, Iggy! Oh, what is it? You be careful with that teapot, you hear? Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden? Hello, honored guests. I can pour you a cup if you like. Miss Bound? Judy! I'm good, thanks. No tea for me. You two knock yourselves out. What? I don't understand him. Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? A quick break won't hurt. 2 cups coming right up. This smells great! Is it minty? Wow, it tastes even better than it smells! What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Ceylon, I believe. It's usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Bound, is this the same blend you served this morning? Why, yes. Is it all right? There isn't anything wrong with it, is there? Oh, no, not at all. It's just that the cup you gave me earlier had a slightly different aroma. Really? That's odd. I used the same exact blend both times. I can't see what could account for the difference. Hey, what's the big idea? Quit being mean about Judy's tea, will ya? What's gotten under your skin, Larry? Nothing, you're just rude, that's all. You don't even try to call me by the right name. It's Laurice Donim, oh dang it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore. Well, that was childish even for him. Which is really fucking saying something. How does that man keep getting girlfriends? I don't understand. Wow, what happened there? Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority right now. We may not have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing. A caddy containing Ceylon tea leaves. It's a well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging its contents. Not a bad thing to use, considering the quality of blend Miss Bound serves. Oops. The tablecloth draped over the cart is pure white and completely spotless. And it's just waiting for me to grab it by the edge, clear my mind, and whoosh! Okay. I cannot stress enough how bad of an idea that would be. Oh, come on! What's the worst that can happen? Come on, my sleight of hand is pretty good. Even if it does go all sideways, we'll just wind up with a cool tea-covered tie-dye. Girl! Yes, well, I'd rather it remained white. Plus, I don't think Miss Bound would appreciate us meddling with it. Really? But there's so many other colors that would totally work. Pink, sky blue, tea leaves brown. Huh? Come on. You like Ceylon, don't you? Okay, stop. Miss Bound. Where were you before you rejoined us here, Miss Bound? I had to go and tell our visitors were closed. Oh, and hand out a little something in apology. Was there something you wanted to talk to me about? Yes, a few things, actually. Not least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. So are you the culprit? The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them? Oh, knew about what happened back then? In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of a set of replicas based on those photographs for this current exhibit. But why go through the trouble of creating replicas? Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was his great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last. I don't know, that's kind of fucked up. Like a dead artist? Like having a dead artist's works, like, finished without their consent? Or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place, after all. I see. And is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar? Oh my! You really think they look alike? Perhaps I used some of the decorations from one and the other by accident. She's clearly lying. But I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet. From the color and aroma, I'd say this is a puddle of spilt tea. And look, there's a small chunk of ceramic in it. Oh, cup broke. I guess somebody must have broke something. I know that's insignia. And a certain high-strung somebody just might know a little something too. Like Larry? Let's look. These letters say PH, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, they show that the teapot was made by Paul Halik. They're his initials, obviously. Right, but I thought his real name was Artie Frost. People have stage names, Kay. You're the Yatagarasu, right? The second coming of the Yatagarasu? That's not your name. It was, thereby making this piece by the victim of the IS-7 incident as well. And his work seemed to be everywhere here in the Zodiac Hole. Hey, Fender. Hey there, Malzarino. What's the situation with the investigation? Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge. Oh, good to hear. I guess I better step up my game, too, then. 2 incidents. This case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago. And how? It's got the lot. Melting statues in the winter wing, and even the murder victim's body. But how did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing? Frost had no family apart from his son. And well, the kid's kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him since around the time of the incident. Gusto's son, too. Him and his best pal from school both just up and disappeared. What? Why? Oh, what? And they were never found? Gusto's boy wasn't. Not as far as I heard, anyhow. Guess Frost's kid turned up in the end, though. He collected his inheritance at some point. But yeah, with no family around just after the incident, Frost got no funeral, no nothing. Oof. Tragic. So, no need for the police to release the body. And no need for anybody to find out they didn't have it. They filed their fake autopsy report and nobody was any the wiser. Well, almost nobody. Still can't believe Mr. Von Kama would have stooped so low. Edgeworth. This man killed your dad. What do you mean? You can't believe that he would have stooped so low. That's fucking bullshit, dude. Those are tulips by the door, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, it leads to the spring wing. Ah, spring. A popular time to move house. Which makes it open season for great thieves. Housebreaking is a little beneath a great thief, would you say? Ah, yeah, I guess you're right. Statues of a man and a woman in old-timey clothes. Did Paul Halik make these as well? Yes, it seems he created them later in his life, once he'd begun to make a name for himself. His wife pushed him to sculpt the 2 of them as ancient gods, and he couldn't say... his wife pushed him to sculpt the 2 of them as ancient gods, and he couldn't say no to his beloved. The title is The Beautiful Goddess Venus and Her Humble Servant. Ah. He's, a wife guy, I see. Wow, talk about putting your goddess on a literal pedestal. These ones are weird. It's a man with a moon-shaped head and a woman with a sun-shaped head. The man's got a real pain look in his eyes, though. Is this another Paul Halik piece? Yes, from his younger years, when he was something of a dreamer. He depicted those closest to him by means of a motif taken from nature. The piece is titled My Parents. Oof. I guess the mom shone brightest in that house. It's a man with a oh, shit. They puff sunflowers by the door. Nice! A fitting adornment for the entrance to the summer wing, I suppose. Summer is also vacation time. And every great thief knows that means tourists with bulging wallets. Pickpocketing, Kay? Isn't that a little beneath a great thief? Ah, yeah, maybe you're right. What is this bit? Also, sunflowers befitting of a summer, like a spring, a summer wing, huh? Sunflowers are the motif for defense attorneys, right? What are you saying about Phoenix? Edgeworth, huh? It's a selection of trophies won by Paul Halik, or rather, Artie Frost. Evidently, he was a very well-respected artist. Well, you've got one too, Mr. Edgeworth. So it's about time I won one too. Guess I'll have to find some thieving contests to enter. Or you could set something up, something with a nice ceremony at the end, all that. Yes, followed by a swift round of arrests. Mr. Winter, it was very clear that you're only allowed to investigate in this room. So I'm afraid I can't let you pass. Sorry, sir. It wouldn't make much difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall. Oh, but we all know a few bricks won't stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir. What? Wow, he actually sounds kind of scared of you. Just what kind of reputation do I have down at the precinct? A scary one. Sorry, just a moment. Okay. Ugh. Sorry, just blowing my nose. It seems the elevator is only accessible to select individuals. I wonder what's upstairs. Among other things, the medical room. That's where Mr. Gusteau is being treated. I hope he's all right. We've got some questions that need answering as soon as he wakes up. Since there's no way of knowing when that might be, we should explore other avenues in the meantime. It's a selection of trophies won by Paul Halik, or rather Artie Frost. Oh, it's just more shit. It seems the police have already removed the body. But why'd the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here? Shuffle? Need I remind you that zombies aren't real? It seems likely that the body was preserved somehow. Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Forensics guy, anything to report? Yes, ma'am. Man, you know, the stark difference between forensics in Chronicles being, you know, main characters, or, you know, major characters at least, that also, you know, get involved in murder and stuff, and the forensics in investigations, which are just like random dudes. Yes, ma'am. Traces of both ubiquium and asphyxion have been detected in the fountain. I'm gonna say they were probably carried here by the stream from the autumn wing. In addition to those two chemicals, there's also a large amount of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analyzed as we speak. Probably from the statue, right? There's sugar in the fountain. Where would it have even come from? I mean, the statue's melting, right? Oh, hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting? No, dearie. Well, nothing much anyway. Oh, silly girl, that wasn't a dearie moment. That was more of a lambkin. Sweetheart is for when you're being sympathetic, of course, and treasure is when they're in a tease. Love is for people who you're not that keen on, and petal for when you and petal you use when you're trying to get someone's attention. Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Mr. Edgeworth, petal. I hope you're getting all this down. Don't even try it, Kay. You don't even have the accent for it. Oh, dearie me. So fucking goofy. The door here is marked with a nice autumny looking tree. And yet it leads to the winter wing. I suppose it's all part of the deception. I could steal the leaves if you like, make things a little more wintry. I think you'd better leave them alone, Kay. Stealing leaves. Isn't that a little below a great thief?
This thing in front of the door is a fir tree, right?
Yes, they're usually associated with winter, but this door leads to the autumn wing. I suppose it's all part of someone's elaborate ruse.
I could paint it red for that autumny feel.
Evergreens stay green all year round, Kay, hence the name.
Sure. I knew that.
Really? Painting trees is a little below a great thief, isn't it? Don't think you've gotten away with anything, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be reporting your actions to the committee. Do whatever you need to do, Judge Gavelle. I'm not scared of your fucking threats.
And we'll do the same.
You are the self-styled great thief, correct? Mr. Edgeworth's association with such a character will be of interest to the committee too, of course.
Go ahead and report me to your stupid committee. I'll be the toast of the thieving community.
Oh shit. You've got balls, little girl. Looks like Judge Gavelle will have to think up some new threats if she wants to intimidate Kay. Do you mind, Mr. Winner? You're in my way.
I do mind, actually, and I'm not going anywhere. You'll just have to go around me. Well, we just thought you might want to move to a better spot, that's all. What better spot? I demand you show it to me at once.
Is that really all it takes to make you do whatever we want? He's so dumb. Like, all you have to say is like, oh, it would be perfect if you moved 3 feet to the left. And he'd be like, oh, I love being perfect.
It's a sculpture of a brave warrior battling against a serpent. Did Paul Halik make this one too, Mr. Edgeworth?
He did. It seems he was fascinated by fantasy and mythology when he was a young man. This piece embodies the tragic yet gritty determination of the young as they face an impossible situation. It's called the math test. Classic artist being like, I don't like math. Cringe.
Talk about relatable.
I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is. Did you break her teacup? Larry, did you break her teacup?
Whoa, quit it with the glare off, you two. It's weird.
Oh, come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring. I was struck by an idea for a picture. Now, Edgy, he was glaring. Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you tell us what it is you're hiding.
I'll quit it. I already told you I'm not talking to you anymore.
You're talking to me right now.
I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again, starting now.
Ugh, this is getting me nowhere. It's getting me a headache is what it is. I suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get to the whole truth. Before I can get the whole truth out of him. What are you hiding? Come on, Larry, what are you hiding?
Not saying. Look, you two, this is no time for kids' games.
Well, I certainly wasn't playing.
It's pretty clear little Reese isn't gonna talk to you.
Oh, he'll talk. Don't you worry about that. This man is an endless yapper. I need to know what Larry's hiding, and I think I might have an idea of what it is. Perhaps presenting him with the right piece of evidence will force him to come clean. Is it this? Wait, did I press the wrong button? Here we go. Oh, it's T. Okay. Would you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry? Why would you show me that? Tell me, what is it about Miss Bound's tea set that's got you so agitated? If you won't tell me, then perhaps you'd prefer to explain it to Judge Gavel. Wait, don't make me look bad in front of Verity. She thinks I'm a sensible, cool, clean-cut guy. No, she doesn't. Absolutely not, she doesn't. I don't want her to see the real me. The real low-down, dirty me. I'm not so sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut, Larry. But if you don't want her to think badly of you, the best thing you can do is talk to me. Oh, all right, I'll talk. God, between you and Eustace, why are men so easy to manipulate? What are you hiding? All right, Larry, enough is enough. Now confess. Is this any way to treat your best friend, Edgy? You're not my best friend. Is this any way for you to treat yours? By lying to him, hiding things? I get the picture already, so stop glaring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one for her. But I got distracted and my hand slipped and smash! I broke the teapot, a priceless work of art. It's in pieces because of me. Wait. Huh? Wait. He broke the teapot? But the teapot's fine. No words exist to describe. Oh, that's why the tea tasted different. No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from. Ouch, you really messed up this time, Laurice. See, Edgy, everyone's going to think less of me now. Judy's never gonna forgive me for this. Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Miss Bound. There he is. My teapot. I see. I'm sorry, Judy. I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint your portrait. I'll paint you 50 portraits. With what paint, bro? Paint's expensive. Please, Mr. Donim. It's really me who should be apologizing. How could I fail to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramics on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, let me make sure that's safely disposed of. The teapot in question was designed by Auntie Frost, correct? I understand it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset. Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually. And as luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world. Is she less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be? I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. This other teapot you're talking about, it's the one sitting on top of the cart right now, right? What do you mean? Yeah, so when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart. And that's when I saw that other pot under there, so I took it out and basically switched the two pots. Oh. Interesting. Oh, I see. Yep, and that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, I promise. You have no shame whatsoever, do you? No, it's okay. It's okay. Larry's fuck-ups are the only reason we're gonna solve this case. as it always is. As it always do be. I'm sorry. It's really quite alright. Thank you for being so honest. See, Edgy, isn't Judy the absolute best? I trust you won't take advantage of her kindness and will make amends somehow. I sure will. Once I make it as an artist, I'm gonna give her one of my paintings. She was one of my models, after all. It's only fair. At this rate, I suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it would be better for you to keep out of her way for a very long while, maybe forever? Oh, but I will be keeping out of her way because I sketched her and the others already. Her and the others. All of the women. Every woman in this room. Keen to see my work, huh? Yeah, I drew a few great sketches of some ravishing beauties. Wanna see? Interested in Laurice's ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Redworth? Ugh. I'm afraid you've greatly misjudged, Kay. I'm not into women. I simply wish to see if Larry has captured any unusual details this time, too. He certainly has a knack for it. Unusual details? Nothing's unusual about these. They're my best work yet. Really? Now I want to see them, too. Aw, you're a sweetheart, Kay. Alright, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay? I suppose we might as well take a look. Show me them pictures. So, these sketches of yours. Seriously, Edgy, if you wanted to check out my art, you should have just said so from the get-go. I didn't know they existed until 10 seconds ago, Larry. Here, feast your eyes on this. That's interesting. Why she got the candies? She got the candies on the cards. What am I looking at here? I told you already, ravishing beauties! Women. Just a few of the fair faces that have caught my eye since I've been here, you know. There's Verity and Judy and, somebody else. The small one. Why'd you draw them all on the same page? Well, I meant to draw the room at first, just something to pass the time. And then I saw one beauty and another, and well, I just scribbled them all down as I went. I mean, you're getting pretty fucking good at this, honestly, Larry. Like, this is genuinely quite good. So these were all drawn at different times. Yeah, I guess. I did one of you too, Kay. You're on a different page, though. Wow, you did? I'm flattered. How true to life are these sketches? Did you only draw what you actually saw? Of course! You think I draw things I can't see, like using my imagination? Fuck that! Nope! These are 100% true to life, right down to the exact shade of each color. So the colors are accurate. Interesting. Much as it pains me to admit it, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. What is Scone doing? The serving cart in the sketch, for example, if I compare it to the one here in the room. There's a clear contradiction between the two. I think a little deduction is in order. Could I borrow this page for a while, Larry? Sure thing. You want me to sign it for you? Just the page, please. Hold on. Let me check this. Oh, it's the cloth. It's the cloth. Is it the cloth that he was, like, wrapped in? Ugh. Sorry, hold on. I'm sniffly again. I don't know what it is. But every time I do the Edgeworth streams, I think it's I think it's his accent. I don't know why, but his accent gets my nose all snuffly. Alright. Interesting. Oh, I can't say, like, hey, what are you doing in this image? Huh? Okay, I guess I'll have to look at the tea cart. Deduce. Could this be related to the evidence? Maybe the one I just got? Oh, shit. There is, I can't see one. Maybe you need a break, another cup of tea, maybe? Think it over a little more? Shit. Perhaps you're right. Looking at it again, I think I might have been mistaken. We've seen Miss Mound using this. Something about it is nagging at me. Huh? Hold on. Oh, it's blue. That's the problem. A doobie blue. Larry, could I ask you something about your sketches? Fascinated by the work of the great Laurie Stone M, huh? It's the composition, right? Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth, you painted that exactly as you saw it, correct? I already told you, everything is exactly as I saw it. But the tablecloth on the cot here in this room is white. Wow. Your head's so full of crazy theories that simple stuff just passes you right by, huh? Oh, what's that look for? Listen, just before I drew that sketch, I was in the middle of some business with the cart with the tea set on it, okay? What kind of business? That's right, it was the hiding the pieces of the teapot I smashed kind. That's nothing to boast about. Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning it all up when Judy came out of the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I quickly dove out of sight. Look at him. Oh, it's a second... Huh. Wait, Miss Bound came out of the winter wing? Yeah, and she was pushing a cart. A different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it that I drew. The Bowdy. And what did she do with this second serving cart? Well, I saw her wheel it into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to it after that. When she came back out, she was pushing one of those other carts, the kind you can lift stuff with. So it wasn't a serving cart. It was a thing on a pushing cart. A thing covered in the blue cloth. A lift cart. Yeah, so I called out to her, but she just ran off and left her behind. Never had her down as the shy type, but it goes to show, you never know. Another serving cart and a lift cart. Is there maybe another tea set, too? We'd better check with Miss Bound. I like how her idea of, like... her idea of a hiding... Like, a way to conceal her sussy is, just covering it in chocolates. Why is there a lift cart sitting out here in the open? Guess somebody must have been moving something heavy, like a body or something. The top of the platform seems to be wet. You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before. You mean like 18 years ago? Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I last saw it in Frost's room. Oh, shit. I didn't even see that. Ugh. Why? Why must Edgeworth make me so sniffly? I don't understand. He must have used it to move the ice sculptures around. It's one of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. Oh, its height, huh? If you had one of these, you could move giant lumps of ice around no sweat. Oh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these. Still doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head scratcher, but we should give it a think, yeah? Indeed. After all, it just might have something to do with our case. Hey, what's up with that cart? Are there 2 serving carts here at the gallery, Miss Bound? Oh, yes. Why'd you ask? A certain so-called artist showed us this sketch. I couldn't help but notice the color of the tablecloth. It's light blue. Light blue? I'm afraid your friend must be mistaken. I only use white tablecloths, freshly laundered and starched. Like the perfect wrinkle-free one from the car here in the fountain room, right? Exactly. If I saw so much as a blemish, I would replace it right away. Could the color of the tablecloth in the sketch simply be a mistake on Larry's part? No, he makes a lot of mistakes, but this is not one of them. Do you have any idea of when you might have been, of what you might have been doing when this sketch was drawn? And let me see. I appear to be carrying out my usual duties of pushing around a cart full of candies. I'd like to ask you a little more about these duties, if I may. Earwork. What exactly were you doing when the sketch was drawn? Also, if you're the receptionist, what's stopping people from just, like, walking in? Because from what I can see, your cart doesn't have a tea set on it. I was delivering some chocolates to the investigating officers. You need a cart for that? Aw, now I'm jealous. I love chocolate. Well, there are a few left over, so here, for you both. I made them myself. I hope you like them. Woohoo! Thanks, Miss Bound. Well, why not? They're a little melted, but I suppose that's because they've been sitting around in her pocket. Chocolate. They're super sweet. I love them. I'm very glad to hear it. They may not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. Though perhaps they could do with a little less sugar. I guess it's logic time. Minty. No? That's not quite right. Really? Need to reconsider the information at hand. Oh. I'm stupid. I suspect the difference in aroma we noticed is due to the teapots having been switched. You do? Can't see what else it could have been. The tea itself hasn't changed. Hadn't changed. Why don't we ask Miss Bound, just to be sure? Miss Bound, the difference in aroma we noticed, do you think it could have been because of the different teapot? I suppose so. My cup just now had a subtle minty scent, rather like uva tea. Oh! I just remembered, I made some peppermint tea in that pot only yesterday. That must be where the minty aroma is coming from. Could that really be it? I know the scent of peppermint, and that wasn't it. The tea from the teapot Larry switched in from under the cart smelled faintly of mint. Right, Miss Bound said she used that pot to make peppermint tea yesterday. Yes, but there's something else that's been troubling me. Miss Bound seemed more taken aback by the switching of the teapots than the breaking of one. You're right, you'd expect it to be the other way around. I suspect she might have been deliberately hiding the teapot underneath the cart. But why? One of Ubiquium's key characteristics is its minty fragrance. So what if she had been hiding some in the teapot? What? In the teapot? It's simply a possibility, but one worth investigating, I believe. It is red. Mr. Winner, any luck finding that Ubiquium? Huh? Oh! My people are searching the entire gallery, but they haven't found anything yet. And what about you? Don't tell me you know where it came from. I may have an idea. Ha! I knew it. If I can't find it, there's no chance a useless... What? You do know where it came from? Yes. Well, where? Miss Bound's teapot. Wow, nice piece. I like it. Yeah, this looks like a fitting prize for a natural-born winner. I'm going to take it. This teapot is mine. It's not a prize. Ugh. It's a vital piece of evidence.
Oh, it's just evidence? Then I'll have one of the forensic people check it out.
Who let this man graduate?
Mr. Edgeworth, is there some sort of problem with my teapot?
Possibly. The minty fragrance we noticed coming from it. I think it just might be the scent of one of the chemicals used to make the poison gas.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, surely you don't think I had anything to do with that?
Did I say you did? You're awfully defensive, Miss Bound. I'm afraid I do. The method used to create the gas would have required considerable preparation. Nobody would have had the time or opportunity to set that up except you.
That's not strictly true. It took around a week to get Zodiac Hall ready for the exhibition. There were all kinds of people coming and going through here during that time. Delisha, for one.
All right. Don't throw my girl Delisha under the bus.
So you see, I'm not the only person who could have set it up at all.
Miss Scone is on our radar too, of course. You needn't worry about that.
And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about making poison gas. It's not like I can just Google this kind of thing. So even if you did find some ubiquium in my teapot, I wouldn't have had any idea what to do with it.
Girl. Why itchy? My nose itchy. Edgeworth, why you do this to me? Bam, bam.
But I suppose we should see what the test results say first.
Ms. Bound claims she doesn't know the first thing about making poison gas. I need to find a way to prove that she's lying. I need to prove that you're actually a cold-blooded serial killer. Edgeworth speaking.
Sir, it's me!
Oh, is everything all right, Detective? I honestly forgot you were involved in this case.
Everybody's left the Winter Wing. It's just me in here now. Which means I can tell you what we found out.
He really shouldn't be sharing information about the investigation. But after the past week or so, I'm not about to stop him now. Good job, Gumshoe.
The exhibits in here have all completely melted. All that's left in the display cases is some stuff at the bottom. More of it is in the Taurus case than the Gemini case, though.
Describe this stuff for me, if you can.
Yes, sir! It's like a pale blue liquid. I had the lab run some tests just now.
No, Asphyxion's pure white. Pale blue? Is it because of the sculptures?
The sample from the Taurus case just had a bunch of sugar in it. But the one from the Gemini case had 3 different substances in it.
Which were?
Sugar, salt, and blood.
Huh. Blood? What is salt and blood doing in the Gemini case's sample?
Can't imagine whose blood it could possibly be, but, I'll get it tested right away, sir.
No, there's no fucking way, dude. There's no way. Wait. There's no way. There's no way they kept a body just as the sculpture. That's insane. No. There's no way they kept the body frozen for 18 years. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Please do, Detective.
Oh, I also spoke over the radio with the forensics guy working the fountain room. He said he just got word that the sugar they found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid.
I see. That might well prove to be a significant development.
Ugh.
Anything else to report, Detective?
Yes, sir. We found one of those light-emitting devices here in the Winter Wing, too.
There are a few of those being used in the Autumn Wing to disguise it as the Winter Wing, as I recall. It seems that the equipment from 18 years ago is more than just for show. I need to talk to Miss Scone about this. Oh my god. My nose is so itchy. Maybe if I blow it for serious. Okay, hold on. I'll finish this little segment up first, hold on. Anyhow, I better be getting back to it. I'll let you know as soon as we hear from the lab about that blood. Yes, thank you, Detective. I wonder, is it Artie Frost's?
Was that Gummy? Seemed like he had a lot to say.
He did, and all of it very useful.
Gummy being useful? Good for him!
If I'm going to prove that Miss Bound's claims about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false, I'll need to talk to a certain somebody else who was here 18 years ago. Miss Scone. Miss Scone, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Try to get rid of itchy nose, because this is annoying me. So, BRB. I'm back. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think I solved the problem, but I did my best. Miss Cone, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. Of course, dear. Fire away. Anything for you, Milesy Smilesy, and dear sweet little Tooth Decay? Tooth Decay is crazy. I'd appreciate it if that was the last time you called me Milesy Smilesy. I'm not a fan of Tooth Decay either. Well, you'll just have to like it or lump it. I can't change a nickname once I've settled on it. Ah, well, I guess we tried. I guess I'll just lump it then. Gallery decorations. What can you tell us about the various devices used to decorate the gallery's exhibits? There seem to be some pretty specialized items in use. Light-emitting devices, luminous fabrics. Oh, I can tell you all about those, dearie. After all, I'm the one who gave them to Moody Judy. It was my way of saying sorry after I broke the rules all those years ago. I bought her 4 lovely new salt lamps, and I gave her the 4 pieces of luminous cloth I used for the contest. Wow, that's a bit generous of you. Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not everybody understands, of course. That better not be a dig at me, Delish. I told you how kind I thought that was. Yes, back when you were a dear, sweet, innocent baby boy. What happened to you, eh? Dear, sweet, innocent baby boy, Mr. Fender? Can't quite picture that, I have to say. Oh, yes, he was eating paper. Literally. What? So, these decorations, they're all the same as the ones you saw 18 years ago, correct? Yep, salt lamps, glowing fabric, light-emitting doodads, the whole bit. There were four luminous cloths in use in the autumn wing, but I'm sure I saw another one somewhere. I'm not lying. Oh, it's in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it. What is she looking for? That's not it. And that's not it. That cloth looks familiar. Maybe I should just jog her memory with something so Miss Scone will tell us more. Is it Laurice's picture? Oh, look at that! A picture of silly old me! That's right. You seem to have caught the artist's eye. You mean lovely Laurie Lambkin? I'll have to have a word with him and say thanks. Well, I'll be glad to introduce you. And there's the evil smirk. What? Wait, but it's... Okay, whatever. Making poison gas. Miss Scone, you're something of a specialist. How might someone learn to make the poison gas that was used in the attack, Any ideas? Well, any pharmacist who's ever handled Infesticide Ultra would know for a start. After all, it says right there on the label, do not mix with products containing ubiquium. Ever! But what about a layperson? It's unlikely they'd know, wouldn't you say? I suppose so, yes. Well, not unless they had a nose through the Ultimate Cookbook, anyway. The prize from the contest 18 years ago. The recipe for making Infesticide Ultra, along with that not mixing with ubiquium bit, it's in there, you know. Huh. That's a hell of a cookbook. So you're familiar with the contents of the book? Oh, yes, dear. I know it inside out. Because I work for the Tangaroa Group, you see. We're the company behind Cold Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it. Cold Killer X. Fights back sniffles and sneezes with ease, apparently. Fuck, I need that right now. God damn it. I hate sniffles and sneezes.
After Sammy Poople was found guilty, the company took custody of the book. But they only grant their most trusted people access to it, of course.
Which means Miss Scone is one of those elites, I suppose. God, how would you imagine with her build? You had a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Miss Scone? Albeit a somewhat grimier one.
Grimy? How rude! You won't get people to cooperate with your little investigation like that, young man.
Shall I call it a dish towel, then? Perhaps you used it to wipe up some sort of spillage?
A spillage, he says, the cheek!
That's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth.
Ooh, I probably shouldn't have told you that.
I think I'd like to know a little more about this highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind.
Oh, fine.
Why didn't you want me to know what you had a piece of luminous cloth in your bag?
Ooh. Well, I suppose there's no point hiding it now, is there? If you must know, I fished it out of the fountain. It was right before they called me into the autumn wing.
So Larry's sketch of Miss Scone is of when she was trying to retrieve the cloth.
At first, I thought it was one of the ones I'd given Moody Judy.
One of the 4 you've given to the gallery, correct?
Exactly! But all 4 were being used in the autumn wing, weren't they? So I realized it must be the one that went missing all those years ago. I'd already had my investicide ultra pinched and used to make poison gas. If one of my cloths turned out to have been used in some sort of dastardly deed too, well, I was going to look guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept it hidden in my bag and hoped for the best.
I see.
Oh, it does feel good to get it off my chest, though. Stress is no good for the complexion.
I mean, I guess you're fucking stress-free then. Because you have not aged a goddamn day. So the cloth that disappeared 18 years ago, the one that the victim was wrapped in, just happens to have reappeared in the fountain at the same time as the body. In the Ultimate Cookbook. Okay, hold on. What else is there? Aye.
The body's been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsy underway.
And how's the rest of the fountain looking?
Rather beautiful, actually, sir. The water's crystal clear and kind of soothing.
Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago, hmm? A Fender. Judy Bound. Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Bound? Huh? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you got a thing for her, Milester. I do not. With all of the fucking sincerity of a gay man, I do not. Chill, I'm just yanking your chain. You know, even back then I kinda could tell. You know, I met you a couple times. When you were a little tot. You seem to have a thing for one of your classmates there, huh? I wonder what happened to you two, huh? No comment. Anyway, what can I say about Jude's? Well, she's a real brave trooper for one. What else do you call someone who waits around for 18 whole years like she has for Samson? Even after his extended family kicked her out of this place.
What? They threw her out?
Yep. Jude's wasn't technically part of the family, so there was nothing she could do. She had nothing. Sorry, did he not, like, legally adopt her, though? She had nothing, nobody, and no job after Samson took the fall. So she had no choice but to take what he taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She's retired from all that now, though. Yes, why did she retire? She'd finally made enough to buy the old place back. She even got the ultimate cookbook back from the Tangaroo group after they basically stole it. Well, there it is. Guess this place and everything to do with it was all she ever cared about. So she just wanted it back, all of it. Benda seems very sympathetic to Miss Bound's plight. But from less charitable perspective, she has, in a way, taken everything of Mr. Tangaroa's for herself. It's a logic time. The ultimate cookbook contained instructions on how to create the poison gas, and the current owner of that book is none other than Miss Judy Bound. No way, you mean? I'm afraid I do. Miss Bound would have been perfectly capable of setting up the gas trap. Finally, we can prove that she's been lying to us. Hooray. We're putting a woman in jail! And that's that. All that's left now is to await the results of the test on the teapot. To be continued. It's so early! What do you mean? We're not even 2 hours in! Oh god, Judy Bound's testimony part 1. Fuck you mean part 1? Hold on, let me take a bite of my sandwich real quick. Okay. Locked and loaded, baby. Let me drink water, too. The test results have just come in, sir. Traces of ubiquium were found in the teapot.
They were?
Just like Mr. Edgeworth said.
Curse you! You'd better not think this means you beat me.
You really need to drop this obsession with coming in first, Mr. Winner. We're all on the same side here, remember? We're all trying to get to the truth. What?
But first is best. Everyone knows it's better to be a winner than a loser.
It's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway.
But I...
Enough. Mr. Edgeworth, please refrain from taunting the boy. I'm not taunting! Gavel, I'm just trying to teach him a genuine life lesson. What are you talking about taunting? Jesus. Ignore him, Eustace. He isn't worthy of your attention. She's like that bestie that is like a little too down. Like a little too, you know, a little too loyal. Like sometimes you need a friend that like, you know, isn't a yes man. Like a friend that'll call you out on your bullshit, and Eustace certainly needs that.
But Gavel! Oh, all right.
Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim.
Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll be right back.
What is your deal? Like, why are you, like, protecting him so much? And it's not even, like, you're not helping him grow at all. Excellent. We shall see you shortly, then. Mr. Winner's annoying, but totally harmless. Judge Gavel, on the other hand, she can fucking kill. She slays and she slays. Now. Miss Bound, perhaps you could explain why traces of ubiquium were found in your teapot. I had no idea there was anything like that in there. Perhaps it's one of the ingredients I used in the dishwashing soap I use? So you are telling the court that you did not intentionally put ubiquium in the teapots? Yes, exactly. Why would I? Until today, I had no idea it could even be used to make poison gas.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. You're a trained actress, are you not, Miss Bounds? I'd have thought you would be a more... I'd have thought you would be a more convincing liar. What do you mean? You have access to the ultimate cookbook, correct? A book that just happens to contain instructions on how to create the poison gas used in the attack. Meaning it's perfectly possible for you to know exactly how to make it. You're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. You're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Bounds, is what Mr. Edgeworth said true? The book does contain information on how to make the poison gas, yes. But the fact that I have seen it doesn't make me guilty. Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used a blowtorch to heat the lid of one of the display cases, thereby melting the ubiquium. I see. Oh, hold on, I tabbed out. Whoops. But he locked himself in the room too, didn't he? Surely that and the fact he triggered it himself. Wouldn't it point to being a suicide attempt? Girl! So she's not willing to admit to anything. Furthermore, where would I have gotten hold of the Investicide Ultra? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you stole it. You know, I did bump into Moody Judy a week or so ago. And that very evening, I noticed my Investicide Ultra had gone missing. Judy? Surely you didn't. Delisha, you carry your bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities for someone other than myself to steal it from you. Girl, this is bestie betrayal. That's true, and I don't have any hard evidence that it definitely was Miss Bound who stole it. Judes, there's clearly something you're not telling us. Why don't you just come clean, huh? We all know you never hurt somebody for no reason, so... Not you too. You think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender? Can you blame me? We've got one wing disguised as another, a gas trap in one of the display cases, and you're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo. You've got this all wrong. You have to remember the gallery doesn't have any security cameras, nor any security personnel. If some ill-intentioned person or other wanted to get in undetected, I don't think they'd have much of a problem. Girl, why do you not have security? Wow, you're practically asking to get to be burglarized. I mean, if you really want me to steal your stuff so bad, I'll steal your stuff. You need to be more careful. A great thief could have a field day in here. Ugh. Why sniffle? And I don't think she's joking. And actually, it seems that Mr. Gusteau did in fact enter the gallery before it opened. Sheesh. Judy's one tough cookie. She's not budging an inch. I mean, she is that bitch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory taught me back in the day. And what technique might that be? So hear me out. Everything's connected to what happened 18 years back, yeah? And since we're not getting anywhere by focusing solely on the here and now, maybe we ought to approach this from a different angle and look to the past for clues instead. We're flashbacking again, baby! A turnabout in thinking, so my father used this method as well. Alright, let's run this through the old Thinkatron. How was Jude's involved in what happened back then? You know, do you think Gregory is really proud of Edgeworth's chosen partner? Like, Phoenix is, like, effectively his defense successor. You know? Well, Fender notwithstanding. According to Miss Bound, it was because of her that Mr. Frost's flavored ice sculptures melted. And yet, his sculptures are here on display at this very gallery today. Is it possible that she... Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Miss Bound now. Don't thank me, thank you, Pops. Now take it away, Mousy. I'll grab the popcorn. Miss Bound, you say that you were the one who caused Mr. Frost's creations to melt 18 years ago, correct? I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish, and it was a terrible accident. And yet, what you did allowed you to open this exhibit, no? What do you mean? Yes, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If you are going to ask such questions, perhaps a formal testimony from Miss Bound might be best. Yes, perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about Zodiac Hall. And why Miss Bound decided to dedicate this space to Mr. Frost's works. Very well. If you believe it to be relevant to the case, I will allow it. You're not the judge right now! We're literally investigating! Miss Bound, would you mind? Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm innocent. Then please, if you could give us some background on Zodiac Hall and the pieces on display here. You know, at least Gabel's not being too annoying this case. It took 18 years, but at long last I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Halik pieces as I could from around the world. Because if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. Not to Samson? Hold on. Okay. Thank you for your testimony, Miss Bound. How wonderful it is that you were able to fulfill your dream. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems entirely above board to me. Yeah, because I haven't fucking pressed her yet. Judge Gavel, that was simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of that testimony cannot be evaluated without due cross-examination. Spoken like a true attorney. Very well. You may do what you must. See, any other case she would be like covering this shit up, right? But she seems invested in helping us this case for some reason. Ugh, sorry. It took 18 years, but at long last, finally able to buy Simpson's home back.
Hold it!
18 years. You must have gone through a lot to buy it back, Miss Bound. This home, this place. Such memories abound. I couldn't stand to lose what I had found. Look at her dance. Samson, I did what I had to do. Samson, I did what I had to do to see that home was waiting here for you. How does she make it look so easy? Fender's a fan, as always. I'll say, but I wouldn't expect any less from a trained triple threat performer. I tabbed out again. If you could continue with your testimony, Miss Bound, minus the singing, if you please. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery.
Hold it!
You manage the gallery by yourself, Miss Bound. Surely you could hire one guard. Yes, well, we only opened today, so I haven't done much actual managing yet, but... Girl, why did you open without having staff on hand first? Oh, wait, because this was a, you know, half-hearted murder attempt. I have to keep the mansion going. Can't have it falling down around my ears. Samson could come home any day, after all. So she really got the house back for him. I'm so sorry, Judy. I wish I could have done more. Oh, you've done plenty, Mr. Fender. If anyone should have done more, it's me. If anyone could have done more, I wish I'd, fully killed that man. Even if the only thing I can do right now is to keep this place safe for Samson. To that end, I collected as many Paul Halik pieces as I could from around the world.
Hold it!
This is what you spent your budget on, girl? Not staff? Paul Halik, that was Mr. Frost's pseudonym, correct? Yes, he adopted it while he was working as a sculptor in France. I see. I'm curious about the pieces in your collection, more specifically. How you were able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini sculptures, even though they were melted. It was my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them. Because they're replicas. And that totally belongs in an art gallery full of authentic pieces, right? Yes. I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos from the sculptures he made. Really? Perhaps you could go into some more detail on that. If I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work.
Hold it!
Oh, hello, Ever. I just saw chat, sorry, I tabbed out, so I didn't see the chat pulled up. A sad stream? Yeah, people are eeping today, I guess. Tell me more about this dream of yours, Miss Bound. Well, what I really wanted was to open a gallery with Samson, of course. A gallery of dance, a gallery of song, a gallery of gaiety and candy all day long.
Gaiety?
That was the idea, anyway. And here I thought art was to be appreciated in silence, not accompanied by musical numbers. Oh, come on, Edgeworth. Musicals are art! These are technically spoilers? Perhaps, yeah. Alas, Mr. Tangaroa transgressed against the edicts of the Goddess of Justice. And as such, that part of your dream may go permanently unfulfilled. No! Samson he's innocent! That awful prosecutor refused to listen, but it's true. He'd never hurt anybody. Mr. Tangaroa gave a false confession in order to protect Miss Bound. The two of them really did what they could to protect one another, didn't they? I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made. Oops. Sculptures in the Winter Wing weren't replicas, they're the very ones from 18 years ago. I need to show her I'm aware of that, or I'll never get to the truth. Wait, they're the same ones?
Hold it!
Oh, because of the salt! The salt! These photos you mentioned, you mean the ones you took yourself in Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago? Yes. You certainly know a lot about what happened back then, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, we had a whole flashback sequence. It was nice to see my dad again. So these statues in the Winter Wing were just copies? And I didn't even get to see them before they melted. No, the sculptures in question were definitely not replicas. Which means that Miss Bound is lying. I know. It's such an awful shame. And after we went through the trouble to recreate them, too. The sculptures in the Winter Wing weren't replicas. Oh, right. Please end. That's bullshit because they're salt. How do I prove that they're salt? Cause they're salt. It's this one.
Objection!
Tisk, fucking tisk. I'm afraid you've run out of road, Miss Bound. You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the results of the tests conducted on the sculpture's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity. What you had on display weren't replicas, they were the very statues Mr. Frost carved 18 years ago. Ooh, I can probably help explain how they worked it out if you like, dear. It's the sugar, you see. You might think sugar is sugar is sugar, but the composition is actually very unique.
You could probably recreate the statues, but the sweet secret of their chemical makeup, no chance.
You know you shot someone in the balls when the music stops. Yeah. That's how you know that you haven't fucked up. Thank you, Miss Scone. I don't recall asking for your help, but still. To put it simply, the statues didn't disappear back then because they'd melted. They disappeared because you'd spirited them away and kept them hidden for these 18 long years. How the fuck did you even manage that, girl? What? You kept a pair of flavored ice sculptures around somewhere for all that time? Especially since she didn't even have access to this mansion? That's crazy, man. Huh. It's not the most out there idea in the world, assuming you had a big enough icebox.
Overruled.
Quiet, all of you. Miss Bound, have you anything to say in your defense? So you've already learned that much. Should I take it to mean you admit to having hidden the flavored ice sculptures in question? Oh, wrong voice. The flavored ice sculptures in question? No, I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven that I was the one who took those statues away. And you won't because it would have been impossible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already there when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing? Huh. How indeed. I don't yet know exactly how you did it, but I don't need to, but I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them away. You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? I am indeed, and I won't stop until I get to the truth. I see. Then I'd better tell you exactly what I did that day 18 years ago. By which you mean you're gonna lie. But it's okay, we're not in court, so it's not perjury. Even though Judge Gavel seems to, like pretending that we're in a courtroom and she's the presiding judge. The whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living area on standby. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film cartridge for Samson. But before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Later, around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present. That was when I saw Mr. Gusteau entering Mr. Frost's room. Huh. And those were my movements on the day it all happened. I hardly see how you could take issue with any of that. That's for us to decide, Miss Bound. Also, there's a lot of gaps there. You could definitely have still done shit, but whatever. Are you saying there's a contradiction in her story, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm more focused on proving the fact that she did indeed steal those statues. The question is, when would she have had the opportunity to do so? If I can pinpoint that, I might be able to prove what exactly she got up to. What she did that day. Whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living area on standby.
Hold it!
And what were you doing while you were waiting? I was in my room practicing some dance routines. I was on a TV show called Bacon Bop with Samson, you see. Bacon Bop? What kind of show was it? It was a children's show. The two of them would sing and dance as they made a variety of sweets. I did watch quite a fair bit of it as a child. My father never knew, though. Whoa, that sounds awesome! Hold the phone, Miles. You used to watch it? My father introduced me to it. I may have watched it episode 2, or, a season, or all of them. So, Miss Bound passed the time before the judging began by practicing her dance routines. Okay, so Gregory did, in fact, introduce him to the show after all of that, huh? That's crazy. So Miss Bound passed the time before the judging began by practicing her dance routines. Was this the moment when Miss Bound stole the sculptures? No, I don't think so. That can't have been the moment she did it. I better listen carefully to what she says. Had to go change the camera's film cartridge for Samson.
Hold it!
Were you the only one who was able to move around freely during the judging? Well, I wouldn't say freely exactly, but I was able to move around more easily than the contestants, yes. Even so, I could hardly have spirited the sculptures away. While Samson was standing right there, could I? You know, I was trying to figure out, like, how exactly she looks older. It's her hair. She's just got longer hair as an adult. And I ran straight off to change the film as soon as he asked me. I wouldn't have had time. So changing the film and the camera as requested by Mr. Tangaroa. Was this the moment when Miss Bound stole the sculptures? No. Can't have been the moment she did it. I better listen carefully to what she says. Before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body.
Hold it!
You entered the room containing Mr. Tangaroa's work before bringing the camera back to him, correct? Yes. I heard the sound of something collapsing. Samson, are you in here? Yeah. The sound of the chocolate chip falling over after a certain someone took a bite out of one of the supports. And Mr. Tangaroa was still in Mr. Gusteau's room when you found the body. Also, Miss Delisha, surely you can tell, just but like with basic physics, you are a renowned pharmacist, correct? Like, surely you have the intelligence to understand that eating the supports is going to cause the collapse of the entire piece, right? Oh, Christ. And Mr. Tangaroa was still in Mr. Gusteau's room when he found the body. Yes, I'm fairly sure that was the case. He was judging each room in order, and he liked to take his time. So the point at which he discovered Mr. Frost's body. Was this the moment when Miss Bound stole the sculptures? No. That can't have been the moment she did it. I better listen carefully to what she says. Around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present.
Hold it!
Sorry, hold on. There was stuff stuck in my teeth. I had to floss it out. Just as you did today. Yes, I went around and offered everybody working on the investigation a cup of tea. Present company included, I remember it well. You were here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere with that little cart of yours. Interesting. And did anything strike you as strange around that time? Oh yeah. Gregory was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and I think he mentioned his salsa was cold. His salsa was cold. Was this the moment when Miss Bound stole the sculptures? Yeah. Miss Bound, I believe this was when you stole the sculptures. I hate to contradict you, but the fountain room was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting that I somehow got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room, right under everyone's noses? That is precisely what I'm suggesting. Miss Bound stole those ice sculptures, and she did it by hiding them here. Yoink. In the cart. Tisk fucking tisk. My father and Fended had no idea that one of the sculptures was mere inches away from them. Because it wasn't just a tea set you were pushing around, Miss Bound. Now, why does Edgeworth sound like he committed the crime? Because he's British. Well, he sounds British. He's not actually British. But a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case.
Overruled.
Surely such a thing would have been impossible. How would a case of that size fit in a serving cart? It would have been spotted immediately.
Objection!
Underneath. Duh. Who said anything about a serving cart? Well, I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. He sounds British. Listen, he's... London is the capital of Great Britain. I mean, yeah. England is my city. Her nervous dance is kind of funny. Yeah, she's just, you know, it's like a fighting game idol, you know? What are you suggesting she used instead? Pushcart. I'm suggesting that Miss Bound use this to transport the sculptures. Pushcart. Oh, there it is.
Take that!
And this is... the cart that Miss Bound used to move the flavored ice sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago. And it would appear that the very same cart is still here with us in the fountain room. We originally bought it for use in the contest. And you're saying that Miss Bound loaded Mr. Frost's sculptures onto this cart and carried them off? I am. How did you not break anything? They're made of ice. That's kind of crazy, honestly. You got class in an hour? What are you doing here? Go get ready for school! As you can imagine, all one would need to do is lay a case on its side, add a tablecloth, and it'd look exactly like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely. Why would they, like... Is that a thing, chilling the saucers? I don't think that's a thing, is it? Can it be? Holy moly, of course, that's why those saucers were so chilly. They were sitting on top of a big block of ice. Why'd you steal them? Judes, how could you? You served us tea off of stolen artwork? It's fine. I got time. Can Edgy start deducing stuff while in court? Well... Judge Gavelle seems to think that everywhere that she is court, so you know what? This is close enough. Impressive. Then again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son. I should have expected no less. I mean, you fooled him. There isn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the sculptures all those years ago now. And yet, I knew that no matter what I said or did, I'd always be under a cloud of suspicion. So you admit it. You admit that you stole them from Mr. Frost's room. Yes, I do. I took those sculptures and their glass cases out of that room 18 years ago. Why though? And Mr. Edgeworth, as Mr. Edgeworth correctly deduced, I dressed it up as the lift cart I dressed up the lift cart as a serving cart to do it. And slipped in and out of Mr. Frost's room while I was going around serving tea to everybody. In the end, I'd removed not only the sculptures, but the flavored ice zodiac blocks as well. Zodiac blocks? I feel like I've seen them for myself before. Yeah, these things. There's a huge block of ice on display here. Must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not. Maybe not, what with it being hollow on the inside. If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, then even though my father never saw them because they'd already melted, the Zodiac blocks must have been in the victim's room back then as well. When I had finished moving the 2 ice sculptures and the 2 Zodiac blocks out, I took 2 fresh empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them where the 2 had been. Fresh? Fresh is an interesting word. Like, are the cases made of ice? I'm confused. Only the sculptures had been kept in glass cases, you see, to prevent them from being damaged. Okay, so they're not. The blocks were a little more robust, so they had been displayed as is. As stated in the contest rules, we were responsible for providing all display materials, including cases. Meaning it would have been easy for her to prepare those empty spares she swapped in. Mr. Frost's room contained quite a few other flavored iceworks in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would look like it came from the sculptures. Oh, I see. Huh. And that is how the sculptures from 18 years ago came to be in the Winter Wing today. Why did you steal them? Fun fact about the original DS release of Ace Attorney, DS at the time had a piracy problem. If the cartridge with the game detected you had a modded console pirated game, whole game language gets changed to Borginian, the made-up language. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good, honestly. I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, that's quite the confession, and honestly, kind of slay of her. That's some great thief shit. Indeed, and I think she offered it so willingly because she knows there's nothing we can do with it. That's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything I've shared, you can't charge me with anything now, can you? Because of statute of limitations, baby. I hate the law. What? How'd you figure that? Oh my. I would have thought you might know at least this much, given we're at a crime scene. I do know that. I can't. Statutes for dummies. I suggest you memorize the various statutes of limitation outlined in this book. Statutes of what? I can't. I fucking can't. Does she just carry this around? Simply put, K, we can't do fucking shit with it. 7 years, theft, 7 years from the date of the crime. Separate time frames apply with regards to claims for damages, etc. Murder, 15 years from the date of the crime. Statute is suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country. Huh. The statute is suspended from the time any accomplice's indictment. The statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of their trial. That's interesting. So, the statute of limitations for murder, that's a really specific clause. The statute of limitations for murder is still not up, so assuming, okay. I'm gonna assume that Mr. Gusteau, like Carmelo Gusteau, is the actual murderer. Because, like, why else would she poison him, right? Well, looks like a job for the Reaper. Is that the fucking Grim Reaper? Yeah, but like, okay. Like, I'm seeing it now. Like, we deduced that it's Gusteau that actually committed the murder, right? And then Gusteau is gonna be like, you can't fucking do shit. You can't do shit about the murder charge, even though you proved it, because the statute of limitations is up. And then, it's gonna be like, actually, the statute of limitations is suspended from the time that What's-His-Face got indicted for being an accomplice. So, there we go. What did the great AA, call it? Reaper of the Galley? Yeah, yeah, Reaper of the Old Bailey. That's not the only thing it does. If the character has multiple text boxes, the game will try to cram everything into one text box so it goes off screen. Text is at the lowest possible speed rate. Fuck yeah. That's good anti-piracy. I wonder if you can actually translate it. Like, do you think you can just, like, learn Borginian? Simply put, Kay, we can't do shit. Prosecutors only have a certain amount of time within which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Oh, I literally just looked at this.
Oh, what's different for every crime? Murder, 15 years. Theft, 7 years. Ah! So what you're saying is, if I can get away with something for 7 years, then I'm off scot-free, huh? Alright. Yes, Miss Bound stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago. Borginian's literally symbols. For me, it would look like that. I mean, yeah, but is it like... Is it one-to-one with, like, the English text or the Japanese text? Or is it literally just random symbols? So it's too late to have her arrested for that crime. I don't believe it.
Theft is a serious matter, especially when it involves the removal of evidence from a crime scene. However, as you yourself just pointed out, Ms. Bound can no longer be prosecuted for her crime, rendering your revelation rather pointless, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Objection!
Nuh-uh. I wouldn't be so sure about that. For you see, the theft of the ice sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be of considerably more interest. Are you suggesting that I also hid Mr. Frost's body? I mean, yeah. I am indeed.
But how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it?
Cooler. By hiding it in a very unusual way.
Oh, now this is interesting. Tell me more.
Are you telling me that you know where the body has been for all this time, Mr. Edgeworth? You think it is one-to-one? Okay, if it's one-to-one, then technically you can learn Borginian, right? It's like learning Minecraft enchantment language. Exactly. Exactly. You guys remember Gant staring at you before saying some stuff? Imagine the same every single text box. That's crazy. It's not such a big leap if you think about what Miss Bound has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't flavored ice that she removed from Mr. Frost's room back then. Very well. If you are confident in this claim, let us put it to the test. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was Mr. Frost's body hidden? In the freezer. I don't know, dude. The statue? Surely not. Surely not. Surely not. Surely not.
Take that!
A photograph of Mr. Frost's works. I can't wait for a game to do some creepypasta shit for pirating, not even as a punishment, just for funsies. Yeah. I play the pirated AADS just to see how far we can torture ourselves. Yeah, it's just gonna be like... it's gonna be that 7 days game again. Except, like, I have to translate Borginian instead. End of the victim's body, Your Honor. You will have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. Where exactly in this photograph is Mr. Frost's body? There's no way. The victim's body is hiding right here. There's no way. How? Where'd she put the rest of the statue?
Take that!
The Gemini sculpture.
Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance, but it is in fact Mr. Frost's corpse.
That's crazy, bro. How do you not notice that? Surely you can't be serious. I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim.
Objection!
That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight. Old bags rambling will not trigger automatically. That's... Wait, like... If she rambles, like... Oh, shit, sorry. If she rambles, it's not gonna, like, auto-scroll. You have to, like, manually click through it. That's crazy. And what piece of evidence might that be? The cloth. The court demands that you present what was used to conceal the body. Oops. Oops. God damn it.
Take that!
One of the cloths from in the autumn wing. Yes, when it's made to glow in just the right way, it's so visually convincing you might mistake it for ice. That's crazy. I fucking hate Ace Attorney. What do you mean? Isn't that right, Miss Cone?
Oh, yes, dear. But you can make it look like just about anything, really, even blazing fire. And the right shade of blue would make it look like ice, yes. Exactly like it, in fact.
Overruled.
Is it not the case that that a certain special device is needed to generate these colors, though?
Objection!
If you would care to take another look at the photograph in the winter wing, Your Honor. You'll notice that there is a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case. It's Delight. That's... one of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case. Which means Miss Bound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frost's body was in fact a statue carved from ice. That's insane. No, this can't be. Wait, so you're telling me that when we took that photo of us in the winter wing... Oh, that's creepy. Wait, that's fucking creepy. Yes, we were standing right in front of the body. But the body and the cloth were both recovered from the fountain. Why were they found there if the body was supposed to be in the winter wing disguised as a sculpture?
Objection!
That's fucked. Yeah. It's like looking through a horror movie after watching it, and like after seeing the twist or whatever, and seeing the killer in the background like several times over the course of the movie. Oh, it's creepy. Because there would have been no mystery as to how the body had been hidden if we found it as is. Ms. Bound needed to remove Mr. Frost from the winter wing in order to throw us off the scent.
Overruled.
We need mystery because this is a murder mystery game. Ridiculous. I don't recall her sneaking around behind our backs to throw a body in the fountain. No, and she didn't need to, because she had another method at her disposal. Her trusty lift cart, the same cart that proved so useful in executing her original theft. I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it down the stream to the fountain. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way. Which is why only the cloth appeared at first, the cloth Miss Scone discovered. Wait, but aren't the fucking waterways just open-facing? Like, they're not like a tube underneath or anything. That's crazy. And then the body followed afterwards once it had thawed enough. That's crazy. It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth. But can you prove that it was me? Fuck. It seems a little unfair to expect me to accept your accusations without proof, don't you think?
What about an eyewitness? Do you think somebody might have spotted her while she was moving the body?
As a matter of fact, I do. And the contradiction in the piece of evidence I was provided will shed light on exactly how Miss Bound moved the body as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support your allegation? Yeah, it's fucking Larry again.
Let me stretch real quick. Whew. Ugh.
Of course, I have a piece of very compelling proof right here. Then please, present it to the court. We're not in court. Man, the Butts is like everywhere. Yeah, and he's always crucial to the case, unfortunately. It's Larry. It's always Larry. More drawings. And is that me? Yes, Mr. Butts drew sketches of people as they passed through the fountain room. What I'm interested in is the cart we can see here. Miss Bound's serving cart, what about it? It's blue and has chocolate on it. Who the fuck carts chocolate around? You don't see it? She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, hitherto, therefore, we know that Miss Bound was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture was being drawn. What? If I may, I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone. Really? Then allow me to direct your attention to the color of the tablecloth, Miss Bound. I'd originally thought it was Mr. Butts, that Mr. Butts had made an error, but he's assured me that he that couldn't possibly be the case. This tablecloth appears to be light blue. I keep forgetting that Larry's like legit very good at art. I mean, by spirit of justice, he's straight up like a successful children's book illustrator. So it's like, you know, he's been training for quite a few years, you know? Edgy's the embodiment of Your Honor, shut the fuck up, you weren't even there meme. Yeah, pretty much. Yes, a shade of tablecloth that Miss Bound doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be light blue due to the body hiding just underneath. But the shape of the cart is perfectly rectangular, just as one would expect. Surely it would be immediately obvious if the tablecloth was being draped directly over the body.
Objection!
Case. Not if the body had been placed inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the winter wing. Place one of those on the lift cart and it'd easily pass muster as a regular serving cart, wouldn't you agree? Goddess of justice. Ms. Bound. Surely now you must admit that it was you who moved the body, just as you did 18 years ago? I didn't expect you to deduce all that from a single simple sketch. But that sketch alone isn't really enough to prove your theory, is it? Also, is that permissible evidence? You needn't worry on that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butts' artwork. Once you had disposed of the body, your serving cart became a simple lift cart once more. Which is exactly what we discovered here in the fountain room. And without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates. My chocolates? The ones I was handing out? As we saw in the sketch, you had originally placed them on top of the cart. But the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket. Oh yeah, mine was half melted. It was still super sweet and tasty though. Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates in your pocket, Miss Bound? It was because you no longer had a serving cart to put them on, that's why. Why not put them on the tea cart, dumb fucking bitch? One moment, please. You have explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates in the lift cart. But what about the tablecloth? Where did it go? The fountain. Indeed, if stashing the chocolates in a pocket was the only solution she could think of, I doubt Miss Bound had the time to dispose of an entire tablecloth. They're gonna lose it if they're gonna lose the case because of chocolate candies. I mean, the enemy is gonna lose the case because of chocolate candies, yeah. Oh well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me? Miss Bound didn't hide or dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honor. In fact, it's right here in front of us. Perhaps you would care to enlighten us. Where exactly is the tablecloth Miss Bound used to hide the body? What would it be? I thought Miss Scone took it. We discovered. I sound tired. Oh, yeah. It's just, you know, I woke up and my eyes were blurry for like 2 hours. And they're still a little bit blurry because my sleep mask was a little bit too tight and I warped my cornea a little bit. But it'll be fine by, like, in a couple hours, probably. Where is that tablecloth, actually? How long am I sleeping for? I mean, I got like, what, 6-7 hours last night? It's just that, like, my eye mask, like my sleeping mask that I had on, was a little tight, so it was pressing on my eyes. It kind of fucked them up a little bit. Oh, that's bad. It's fine. It's, like, way better now. I can actually read chat. You know, it's probably an okay thing that no one was really here chatting for the first, like, hour or so of this stream, because I don't think I would have been able to read them anyway. You slept for 3 hours? Dude, sleep more! That's bad! I don't think it's on her person. You need to, why? Oh, you need to sleep more, yeah. Yeah, you do need to. Sleep masks are pretty good for getting good sleep. It's just that, you know, make sure they're not too tight. Oh, wait, is it the cloth that was covering Aquarius? Was it Aquarius? No, it was, Capricorn? It's weighted blankets? Yeah. Like, I don't have a weighted blanket, but I have used weighted blankets before, like, at other people's houses, and those are really good. Like, weighted blanket, like, eye mask, anything that effectively just becomes, like, sensory deprivation. Like, I want to be compressed, you know? I want to experience nothing from the outside world. And that's the only way that I can get to sleep, like, fast. Because if I try to sleep, like, otherwise, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna, like, toss and turn and, like, not really sleep for at least a couple hours. Turn me into a pancake. What's the point of weighted blankets? I mean, have you tried one? Does it just push you? It compresses you. It presses on you in a way that is comforting. Yeah, pressure feels nice. For some people, it's not great. I've heard that some people, like, it feels like suffocating. But in my experience, the pressure is just nice, and it helps with getting to sleep. I don't have a weighted blanket, so I usually just use several blankets and then pretend. But yeah, like that and eye masks, good sleep. The sleep is... It's the good sleep. And then, you know, you wake up with your eyes blurry and then you can't see. Wait, hold on. I need to check. Delicious Scone... No, that's the darker blue one. The light blue is the one that was covering what's-his-face. The other sculpture. The one that was next to this. This is Aquarius. The one that's next to, the one that looks like Taurus, right? I'm gonna say it's not in this room. Ah, shit. I guess it's in the fountain.
Not in this room. Could you be more specific, perhaps?
No.
I see. So you're saying you don't know shit. Sounds like a desperate bluff to me.
Rationally eliminating my choices one by one should leave me with the only possible one.
You know, thinking back to the first time I ever met Judes.
Oh my god, what?
I remember her wrapping a tablecloth around her waist before getting down to work.
Wait, is it blue though? Interesting. I think that might prove to be a vital clue. Am I blind?
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, I can't see her though.
If the defense is done talking amongst themselves, perhaps it can finally enlighten this court.
It's on her person? Is it blue? I didn't even notice it was fucking blue. God damn it. Miss Bound has the tablecloth on her person, and in plain view, in fact. Girl, it's white, though.
No. Surely you don't mean...
Miss Bound. It's the cloth around your waist, isn't it? Am I blind? Am I stupid? Is it supposed- wait, I thought we were talking about the light blue cloth. That's white! And given that the Zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with the ice. I'm literally wearing contacts, so technically I am blind. I think legally I should be considered blind, because without my glasses I cannot see for shit. Like, my screen is what, like a foot away from my face? And if I take my glasses off, I can't see shit. Like blurriness notwithstanding. All we would need to do is confirm my theory is test the cloth for traces of the sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Miss Pound. It's time to come clean. Wait, I thought it was fucking blue though. What?
You wouldn't need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true. I stole Delicia's Infesticide Ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body.
Why?
It was me. It was all me.
White over top of a blue shaded ice turns the cloth blue. God damn it. I don't think that makes any sense, honestly. It's... like, by that logic, shouldn't it be green now? Like a light green? Because her dress underneath is green? Oh, we're confessing now, opera singing style? I mean, yeah.
Delicia, I'm so sorry. Last week I went into your bag and I took it. And then I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he had tried to do himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play.
Judy? You... Oh, gosh.
But Judes, why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side, all fighting together to free Samson?
No, why didn't you just ask for it? I mean, Delicia has to have, like, a license to carry that around. And I don't know why she even carries that around, because it's it's poison. It's straight up poison.
We were, but I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until I'd finally proven that Samson is innocent. I always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but... Why do it this way, though? It's not like you. I'm sorry, Mr. Fender. I've caused you so much trouble.
Can we talk about her motive for, like, specifically Gusteau? Like, poisoning Gusteau?
I've been the guilty party all along, ever since that day 18 years ago. Are you trying to tell us that you are that the true culprit in the IS-7 incident was you? I committed a terrible crime. I took those sculptures and I stole them for purely selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than they became more than mere entries in a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favorite artist. I couldn't allow them to just melt away, not before he came home. And that meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police.
Jeez. Girl, you're kinda crazy. This is some Hitman World of Assassinations shit. Go get some food, dude, yeah.
So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in the cold storage room for safekeeping. But what I had actually done was far worse than anything I could have possibly imagined.
And nobody discovered that? In all of the time that you didn't have access to the mansion? That's crazy.
Because who would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of the sculptures?
Oh, you didn't know. Oh! So she didn't know about the body when she stole the sculptures.
Samson is a kind man. A saint. He could never kill anybody. Never. And yet, because of what I did, the police never found Mr. Frost's body. And Samson was found guilty.
Oh, college time. Good luck!
After all he'd done for me, he was my family. The only family I've ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world to me. And Jude. After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago. And when I did...
I like how Samson can change the color of his hair. I mean, there is the phenomena of, like, people's hair turning white from stress. I don't think it happens quite that quick, though.
I went to the cold storage room to check up on the sculptures, and that's when I saw it. Mr. Frost's body. It had been there the whole time. Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired. So I did what I did today. Because it was the only way I could think of to make things right.
Wait, why? Seems I've misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has been all for Mr. Tangaroa's sake. Hey, what are you thinking about, Mr. Redgeworth? Something that's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas? Why not a more reliable method? And why disguise the Autumn Wing as the Winter Wing? The only reason I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago. Yeah, I wonder what she had in mind. She was trying to prove that Mr. Tangaroa is innocent. Miss Bound's ultimate goal must be to... find the true killer. Could she have been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit? Miss Bound. Oh, because the true culprit would open the sculpture to, like, get rid of the body. Oh, I get it. And that's proof that fucking Gusteau's the actual killer. There it is. Okay. Your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangaroa cleared of all charges, correct? And to that end, you had to expose the real killer and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is my understanding of your intentions correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the crime scene. After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in the icework. For once in AA, this makes actual sense. Yep. So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah? Exactly, but Miss Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover the tracks this time. In the worst case scenario, they might even have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. So how could she lure the true killer into revealing themselves without putting vital evidence at risk? Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're saying that that's why the autumn wing was all winter wingy. I am. You were betting on one thing, Miss Bound, weren't you? That whoever opened the Pisces case you had so carefully disguised as the Gemini case would be the real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident. Did you have to poison them, though? Couldn't you have used, I don't know, sleeping gas or something? No.
But that would mean the real killer was...
I guess the real killer was overruled, shit.
Enough. Not another word. Do you realize the implications of what you are saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind the accusation that you are clearly about to make?
Yeah, I fucking guess. Miss Bound set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning that whoever found themselves caught in that trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such an assertion. To accuse someone without any evidence is not done lightly. I have evidence, but it's only meta-evidence in that, you know, I was thinking about it with the statute of limitations, like, for dummies book. Should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Mr. Frost's killer nonetheless? Fuck it, dude. I'm not a fucking pussy. My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed. And to do that, I need to seize the moment. Yes, Judge Gavel, I am prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who is to blame for the IS-7 incident. Carmelo Gusto.
Take that!
I have evidence, I just need to get it off Facebook. I have evidence, I just need to AI generate it.
Mr. Cousteau, the victim of the poison gas attack is the perpetrator behind the IS-7 incident.
Gusty?
Mr. Cousteau.
Miss Bound, as we have established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure in the real culprit. And you set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts thus far?
You're a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth, just like your father. And of course, you're absolutely right.
Then perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words.
Of course, I have nothing to hide anymore. So I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try to catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure that the door to the Autumn Wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening time came, I went around to unlock the doors of the various rooms, and found that the Autumn Wing had been locked from the inside. The killer is on the other side of the door. The thought, well, it frightened me.
And then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to her poison gas trap.
When I heard that Mr. Cousteau was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left was for the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least, that was my plan.
Girl, how are they supposed to know that the killer is the one that opens the gas trap? Girl.
Judes, why didn't you tell me? You know I'm always here for you, right? We could have found another way. It didn't have to be like this. Well, yes, but you eat paper. It's weird. I don't want to rely on someone who eats paper.
We got silently game saved when she started to talk about. Just figured you'd point that out. Oh, I see.
Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who created this mess, so it was up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took, as long as I could get Samson out of that awful place. Judy. 18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now and said it had reappeared, I was afraid they might have tried to cover things up again. So I worked to set up a very public incident here in the gallery, in front of as many witnesses as possible.
Shit, what a fucking showman. God damn, you are fit for showbiz.
I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory, I let you all down.
It's because he stopped eating paper. Fenda, this can't be easy for him. Single tear.
No, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. And whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept it. But please, if I may ask one thing of you, it's that you simply must clear Samson's name.
Single tear. God, she's a pro. The way the truth of these past 18 years had come to light was unexpected to say the least. And yet, it had only set us down a path towards an even more shocking end. Hey! There's a to be continued I can fuck with. The committee's view. Oh boy! Well, that's gonna have to wait for later. And by later, I mean like 2 weeks from now, probably. I don't want to end on sad music. We gotta go back to title. Alright. Yeah, okay, so Gusteau's definitely the killer. Which means that that fucker is the reason why everything in Ace Attorney happened. Every single goddamn thing. Like, we would not have Ace Attorney if Gusteau hadn't been a fucking, like, a bitch and killed Artie for whatever reason. Cause, like, what's it called? Like, he committed this crime, which led to, like, this IS-7 incident is the case that Von Karma got a penalty for, and that caused the DL6 incident, in which, like, Von Karma kills Gregory, right? And the DL6 incident is, like, the core of, like, Ace Attorney 1 onwards. Because, like, Phoenix would not have become a lawyer if he didn't see that Edgeworth had become, like, a demon prosecutor, right? By the way, like, it is so weird that, like, Ace Attorney universe, like, court case, like, attorneys are just, like, regular parts of the news. Like, I know there's some, like, high-profile cases nowadays, in which the attorneys are noted, but it's never like, oh, like the centerpiece of this headline is that, like, prosecutor Edgeworth is like a demon prosecutor, right? Like, it's always like, oh, Johnny Depp's shitty ex-wife shit the bed or whatever, right? Like, but yeah, I guess that's just how it works in Ace Attorney. People be fanboying over attorneys, I guess. But yeah, that samurai fuck caused the entirety of Ace Attorney. That's kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, we'll wrap this up, ironically, like, given the title. We'll actually wrap this up next time. So, I'll see you all then, and I'll see you all with, what was it? Oh, ZZZ tomorrow. So, see you then. Bye-bye!